And now I'd like to share with you some highlights of our association's work in 2020. First and foremost, I would like to thank each of you for the opportunity to serve as the ASBA Executive Director. I have reached the end of my first year, and it has been an exciting one, and I'm still smiling. The year began just as we planned it. Then 3 months in, COVID-19 hit, and it hit hard, a pandemic like we've not seen in 100 years. I think we can all agree that 2020 may be the most difficult and unpredictable year any of us has ever experienced. When it became apparent that we were dealing with something that had our medical professionals and state and national leaders baffled, we made the decision to close our office, but not the association. Soon thereafter, we faced the violence of prejudice, injustice, systemic racism that persists in our country. Following the death of George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, and too many others to mention. Faced with the issues of COVID-19 and social and racial unrest in our state, the ASBA staff switched gears and stepped up to maintain the level of services and support that you, our members, have become accustomed to receiving. I must acknowledge my leadership team and support staff because they are second to none. We have worked as a team since the beginning. We never missed a beat with our calendar of events, but adjusted and mastered virtual communications. I am so proud to lead an association that adjusted, overcame, and adapted in the most challenging year. Not only continuing to serve our members with funded foundational services that you expect, but expanding our program and services as well. Professional development for our members did not stop. In fact, it expanded. Since January, we have hosted 36 webinars with 14,370 registrants. We introduced Webinar Wednesdays in August of this year, offering two no-cost webinars per month on governance, equity, and leadership topics. As of November 4th, we had hosted 3 Wednesday webinars with 160 registrants. We continue to support our boards, and in the spring, pivoted to our first virtual custom board training. Since March, we have worked with 16 boards to provide 44 hours of customized training and facilitation. In the area of conference and workshops, we continue to provide the kind of top-notch, relevant contents you expect from us. Although we had to do it virtually, you actually showed up. You showed up each and every time. We exceeded the numbers of registrants of the 2019 Summer Leadership Institute of 231. The 2020 Summer Leadership Institute had 257 participants. The attendance rate for the virtual law conference was 80% of the previous year. It was 567 attendance this year versus 707 last year. And member attendance at this year's annual conference is 70% of last year's in-person event. I think those 30% are going to be sorry they missed it. New board member orientation, which we held yesterday and will hold again next Friday. A new expansion to offer this event on 2 days instead of just 1. Has kept pace with attendance from our last new board members orientation, which was held in 2018. Despite being 100% virtual, registration for the county meetings were up by 7% from 2019 at 529, the highest registration level since 2016. Our policy services continued uninterrupted, and our team responded to changing conditions that seem to be changing by the day, with support from our professional and support staff telecommuting, school closures, and employee rights language. We also provided an online FAQ forum to answer questions on demand from our members. And our superintendent search services continued effectively as well, as we worked with districts to implement virtual interviews and community meetings. we also introduced a new component of the search service, a customizable public relations plan for introducing a new superintendent to the staff and community. And we are in the process of developing with our colleagues at ASA a new model superintendent evaluation tool. Next slide, please. Members as well as leaders from ASBA Board of Directors were increasingly featured in strategic communication through video celebrations and recognitions of special days throughout the year, like Pride Day and Cesar Chavez Day. Videos focused on underrepresented groups for the school board service campaigns, messages about running for the officer positions on the 2021 ASBA Board of Directors, and participation by Board of Directors in the Voices That Matter videos. Caucus and alliances. Membership in Hispanic Native American Caucus, Black Alliance, and Rural Alliance increased, as did the number of activities these groups hosted, both for their own members and all ASBA members. We are extremely proud of the increased engagement with rural communities. Some highlights include 117 school board members and superintendents from 75 school districts as members. ASBA's annual Advocacy Day focused on rural issues. It drew 2 times the number of attendees as previous advocacy days. And speaking of advocacy, participation in the development of the political agenda was also up this year. We received 105 legislative proposals submission for the 2021 political agenda compared to 79 submissions in 2019. And our advocacy efforts were stronger than ever as we partnered with various allied organizations, including the Department of Education, on webinars and statewide task forces that focus on challenges of COVID, school safety, budgets, and local control issues. The value of ASBA's advocacy combined with our communication efforts couldn't have been more clear this year or more essential. We created a dedicated webpage with COVID-19 information and resources that included a member support and question form, text messages, ASBA related policies, information on virtual board meetings, parent and staff letter templates, and more. The content was updated daily and weekly as new information was received. Other highlights include a new text messaging platform, a new ASBA website, and we maintain a strong media relationship to ensure correct coverage is being communicated to the general public on comprehensive topics. We have also been the go-to source on school-related COVID topics, school board elections, and a wide range of legislative and legal issues for the media. And I must note that our AZED news service planted many of the seeds for those stories that the mainstream media picked up. I am so proud to report to you that ASBA remains in good financial health. In addition to membership dues, substantial revenue throughout the year is received from business partners such as Board Docs, K-12 ITC, and ASBA. Other non-dues revenue include policy service subscription fees, and this year we participated in the Paycheck Protection Program. ASBA has received clean audits with no findings on a consistent basis. Through it all this year, I have developed a greater understanding of Arizona's public education policy and political environment by getting up to speed on critical ongoing issues facing Arizona K-12 system. Prior to the onset of COVID-19, I was able to meet with key legislators to begin building relationships with them. The meetings allowed me to get familiar with the political perspective of both Republicans and Democrats in the Arizona legislature, and to observe how differently the two sides view the issues. Very early on, I met with and had conversations with Save Our Schools Arizona as a result of our work together on Proposition 305 in 2018. I also actively participate in ongoing meetings with the various state executive directors. In March, the political focus shifted primarily to COVID-19, and ASBA was able to assume a leading role in public policy response. When leadership was lacking regarding school reopening, ASBA sent a letter to the governor, which proved to be pivotal in influencing action on benchmarks. When it became clear that a better information flow was needed, I suggested that we have a regular communication channel with ADE. Our governmental relations director was able to set that up. And because of ASBA's leadership, ADE has been conducting weekly conversations with education stakeholders from around the state, which has allowed me to gain a deeper understanding of the dynamics that exist between the various education organizations. And I don't profess to know all there is to know about Arizona K-12 education. However, I am developing a broader knowledge base with the assistance of ASBA's Board of Directors, Executive Committee, and the dedicated professional staff of ASBA. Now, let me leave you with this. With you and for you, we are working to overcome the challenges and adapt to the new normal for now. Everyone's experience is different. Local control, right? But remember, we are all in this together, and ASBA is here to support all of you in all ways. Thank you so much.